In 2012, LEGO began producing Marvel and DC sets. While LEGO had created Spider-Man sets in the early 2000s and released Batman sets only a few years prior, the partnerships LEGO entered with these two entertainment titans saw the brand begin to produce sets for a whole lineup of superheroes, as they were no longer limited to the Caped Crusader or Peter Parker. For the rest of the 2010s, LEGO Marvel and LEGO DC both enjoyed a fabulous run of success. Both themes were quickly promoted to evergreen status, and fans were blessed with some truly fantastic sets. But just a decade later, the community's response to both of these themes has worsened. Between LEGO Marvel's inability to move on from the Infinity Saga or their atrocious adult-oriented sets, along with DC's constant release of Batman vehicles and playsets, both of these themes have suffered. But I'm not here to talk about the bad, as we all know these themes are suffering. So how can LEGO save their superhero themes? First things first, I think it's crucial for LEGO to go back to the drawing board and ultimately realize what made these themes special in the first place. For DC superheroes, it was the emergence of other superheroes and supervillains that made the line so exciting. Of course, Batman was still present in a plethora of the sets, but the theme was not strictly Batman-based. Unfortunately, LEGO DC has lost its identity. When was the last time we received a non-Batman set? It was all the way back in 2020. Now, I know DC sets without the Caped Crusader may not sell as well as Batman vehicles or playsets. But seriously, does LEGO think that releasing only Batman sets is a good idea? At this point, LEGO may as well rename the theme to Batman if they're not going to release sets with other superheroes and supervillains. If LEGO would finally bring back other villains and heroes into this theme, DC superheroes would immediately be in a much better position. Meanwhile, for Marvel, I think they need to break away from releasing Infinity Saga sets. Now, I know the LEGO Marvel theme has directly benefited from the success of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Majority of the sets are based on the MCU films and their renditions of characters. As after all, LEGO launched the theme in May 2012 with a sub-theme based on the Avengers movie. If we exclude the mech armor, construction figures, and 4+ sets, there's only been one non-MCU set released in the last 2 years, that being Morbius vs. Miles Morales. Yes, that's quite literally it. What's even worse is that most of these MCU sets aren't even based on the new movies or shows, as the majority come from the Infinity Saga. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm okay with some Infinity Saga sets here and there, but these sets have become not a specialty, but the norm for Marvel superheroes. And that's a backwards way of thinking. Something that made this line special in the early days was the integration of MCU sets alongside non-MCU builds. And if LEGO were to bring back that winning formula, I think a lot of the criticisms that fans have about this line would disappear. Building the future of LEGO Marvel on films that came out at least 4 years ago is a terrible idea. That being said, LEGO ignoring what made these themes special in the first place isn't the only issue that needs to be fixed, as both superhero themes face a much bigger problem. Quite literally. Over the last 8 years, both themes have entered the adult market with the introduction of UCS-style sets targeted at the over 18 demographic. While many of these sets have been met with an overall positive response, LEGO's recent track record when it comes to releasing these sets has me worried. 2022's UCS-style Hulkbuster and Black Panther bust have both had absolutely horrible responses. And so far, the new Batcave has an extremely mixed response. While a bad set here or there isn't an issue in the long run, the fact that some of these recent massive flagship sets have been flopping is a problem that must be addressed. No, I don't think LEGO should end their production of multi-$100 sets for both themes. but I do think they should take a step back and see what actually works. I think something LEGO did right with Marvel was release 2 modular sets. The Daily Bugle in 2021 and the Sanctum Sanctorum in 2022. Not only were these sets high quality, but their modular style made them a familiar LEGO set for all LEGO consumers, which made both of these sets approachable to the general LEGO fan. This is a way LEGO Marvel and LEGO DC can win with fans. Of course, they have to be good, but if LEGO finds some way to make these flagship builds similar to sets already on shelves, I have a hunch that these sets will perform much better. To sum it all up, I don't think it's that hard for LEGO to get their superhero themes back on track. Between acknowledging and bringing back what made these themes great in the first place, and releasing high-quality multi-$100 sets not only targeted to, but accepted by the general fandom, I think these themes can be fixed. That being said, after a few subpar years, it's crucial that LEGO changes their DC and Marvel themes immediately, before any more damage is done.